An MCDS playbook for candidates. Connecting the dots leads us to the core problem, the root cause that our capitalist system pushes massive wealth and resources into the hands of a small number of billionaires, and they use those resources to corrupt the government to act in their interests, further increasing their wealth, and on and on. And it comes down to this: nothing really gets better until we decorrupt our government. Both major political parties are filled with corrupt corporate warmongers. It's past time to move beyond left-right infighting, and it's about up versus down. And in this article, you'll see links that connect into other Substack articles that get further into some of these topics, like up versus down gets into one about it's not left versus right, it's up versus down. We need candidates from outside the duopoly, candidates who will not be shy about calling out the powerful with clear demands and solutions. MCDS is a simple framework for understanding how government really works and how we can fix it. It can also serve as a playbook for candidates who are serious about being part of a mass movement based on clear demands for bringing about real change. So we talk about MCDS, money, corruption, demand, solutions. M, always follow the money and connect the dots all the way up to the top, to the billionaire class, to the top 0.1% that will literally kill us all for a more profitable quarter. You need to know your enemy and make it crystal clear whose side you're on. And, remember, this is kind of about, this is directed a lot at candidates. I mean, it's also about all of us. But if we're looking at candidates and thinking, should this be someone we support or should we not? How should we be looking at them and rating them and thinking about them? That's what this is about. This is what, from an 11 demands perspective, we were looking for in a candidate. C, call out the corruption relentlessly. Begin with it, bring it up in the middle, and finish with it. Everyone knows our government is bought off. You need to use that. The word corruption, that word should appear on the lead page of your campaign website prominently and repeatedly. And this is actually a test I do sometimes. I'll look at, I'll see a new candidate out there. I'll bring up their webpage. I'll do kind of the old Control F, find on page, and I'll see is the word corrupt on there. And, even with a lot of candidates I like, that they don't use the word. I don't see the word on there. So it's almost becoming kind of a mission of mine to get them featuring that word. I mean, use the word. It's a powerful word. D, real change starts with real demands. And having a set of clear, concise demands is crucial for engaging large numbers of people. Be direct and dial it up. And it can start with core issues. Medicare for all itself is a compromise. We should be demanding full health care for all in a United States national health care system. A higher minimum wage is good, but it's not nearly enough. Demand a minimum standard of living for everyone, no exceptions. So this is about not just demanding compromises, not just being safe. This is about demanding dialing it up to 11. And that's where we should be starting from as a movement, as candidates who propose to be part of a movement for real change. And end the wars. Call out the real driver of the war racket, the money. We need to demand peace. Then we get to the S. Flowing from those demands are the solutions, with the core solution being at the top of the list. Fix big money in politics and government. And you can see it in item number 1 on the 11 demands for real democracy on that list. If you look at that first item, it gets into what those solutions look like. There's an old saying, may you live in interesting times. These times we have are certainly interesting and challenging, and everyone knows there's something deeply wrong with our society, with our world. It comes down to this. We need numbers. We need a mass movement powered by clear demands. Without those numbers, the demands are moot. But with those numbers, anything becomes possible. People are ready, and we all have a role to play. 11 Demands and the MCDS framework explain how the system operates and how it can be transformed into one that works for the 99%. All the content on the 11demands.org website is free to view, copy, and distribute. So I'd say to everyone, candidates and everyone, make use of anything that's on there that works for you. And let's all collaborate on winning us a better world. And like mentioned on the item number 1 on 11 Demands for Real Democracy, there's that key item. We need to fix big money in politics and government. And when we decide that that's our core demand, that's what we need to be asking for and not settling for less, then the things you need to do that become clear. It's passing laws for things like clean elections, and ballot measures can get us there. Public financing of campaigns. We need to enact that constitutional amendment that says corporations are not people, money is not speech. Getting a constitutional amendment enacted like that could be a rallying point for that kind of movement. And you need that for some of the next steps, like regulating campaign spending and lobbying. We should be investigating and prosecuting corruption at all levels of government and banning that revolving door politics, and demanding real transparency for all our representatives and agencies. And so the point is, these things can be fixed. It's not that all this is too complicated or it's such a difficult Rubik's Cube. There are real solutions to this. It's really a matter of political will. It's a matter of getting people on the same page and into that kind of a movement. And I'll bring up one more thing on the 11 Demands website. So this is the lead in the 11demands.org website. The 11 Demands strategy proposes the formation of mass movement centered around that core demand and the convergence of direct action, mutual aid, and electoral efforts to achieve a better world. So we have the 11 Demands candidates panel coming up, and that's a big part of it. But also there are other big parts of it in terms of direct aid. Mutual aid has a big role to play in all these things. So please do check out that candidates forum. Hopefully we can get these candidates that we can really get behind and make it part of something bigger to get into some real change.